Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leanne. I will be your host for today, and with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author. And today, she will be sharing to us what this book is all about, her as an author, and of course, what inspired her to write this book. So, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Ms. Jill Nypower, author of the book Healing Codes to Enlightenment. All right. Hello, Jill. It's good
Hi,
to
thanks
see
for
you
having me.
again. Wow. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good to hear.
I'm
Yeah, so
excited to be
Jill, we're
here.
very thank you so much, Jill. So yes, Jill, we're very excited to have this interview with you, especially knowing that this book of yours is advocating for a specific cause and an agenda. And yes, we wanted to know more about that one later on. But before we tackle more information about your book, Jill, of course, we wanted to know who Ms. Jill Nypower is. So, yes, a little bit of self introduction, please.
Um, I just am. I'm a person who, you know, went through a lot of different experiences in my life and was always searching for my passion, always searching for my purpose and trying lots of different things, but never really having things stick to me. And, I was always good at writing poems, but I never really thought that it was going to be something that I was really going to be my calling, and it ended up being.
Mhm.
And I've always been a person that searches for truth. I love to be authentic. I love to be the real me. I love to love people, to help people, to kind of like a healer. I like to lift people up and inspire people because I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. And so what I have done is I've taken all my trials and tribulations and overcome them with my own experiences, and then wrote about them so I could share them with other people. So, I put together a blueprint of a new way of being, because the way that I was being before, it wasn't working. It wasn't getting me anywhere. I was always hitting block walls. And so I had to learn to take my power back, to empower myself, to love myself, to believe in myself, and to really become something that I would be proud of, a better version of myself, so I could be better for other people in my life. And that's what
Wow,
I did.
that that's interesting. Thank you so much for that, Jill. And yes, you know what? I'm very hooked with the title of your book, Healing Codes to Enlightenment. And yes, talking about passion and purpose. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for that, Jill. So, yes, about your book, Healing Codes to Enlightenment. So, yes, will you please let us know what this book is all about?
It's really about me healing my inner child and creating a blueprint, a new script for myself, a new reality, something that was true to me, a life that would make me happy, that would make me um, light and loving and inspired, and to help share to other people, to find their truth and their passion, and to heal parts of themselves, and to see from a bigger perspective, and to question things and look at things differently so they can become empowered and be the real them and create something purposeful in their life that they're passionate about. And so, really, it was about looking at different parts of myself, healing parts that didn't work, and focusing on the parts that I wanted to expand, that I wanted to grow on, that I wanted to feed, that I wanted to elevate. So, I really worked on grounding myself. I did a lot of meditation and a lot of healing so I could, take my mind and bring it into my heart, so I could come from love. So I wasn't stuck up here in distractions, but I was living from my heart, from my truth, and really questioning things and challenging myself and overcoming situations and circumstances that weren't working, and to find a different way to do that, and to give other people permission to find a way that works for them to be
Mhm.
their real self without being judged, without you know feeling that they're not enough, but instead to know that they're enough, to believe in themselves, to be inspired, and to live the life of their dreams. And so really it's a blueprint I put together of spirituality and Christianity that I kind of bridged,
That's good.
because I wanted the different groups to see from a different perspective so they could relate to it, so they could understand it, and see the God in them, how it's love and how it wants to flow through you, the bigger part of you, show you your purpose, to show you a better way, to show you more love in your life and expansion. And so that's what I did.
Wow, that's amazing, Jill. And you know what? I really like how your book is also created to really let the people know, hey, that it's very important for you to really know what's your purpose and passion in life. The
Mhm.
things that could, in summary, let's say values are your non-negotiable foundation. The passion is about what really excites the people, the thing that really motivates them. The purpose is the deeper reason for existing, and I really like also that you mentioned earlier, on about loving yourself. Self-love really helps us take care of ourselves, to also release stress, strive to success, of course, that's one of the
Mhm.
goals. And wow, it is nice, Jill, that how you also come up with this book, letting the people know that, hey, it's really important to recognize that, knowing what to say, knowing what's really your purpose and passion in life. And wow, it's just so amazing that you also share your own experience towards you writing this book. Now, Jill, can you tell us, how did you start this book? Like, when did you start jotting down notes? And really, what inspired you, the idea of your book?
I was always looking outside of myself for fulfillment, and it never worked. And so I went within and I started to do a lot of meditation, especially when COVID happened and there was a lot of fear. And I was like, where's the love? Like, what's happening to
Mhm.
our children? Like, we're being controlled. We're not being able to think for ourselves. We're being, subliminally impressed upon. And it upset me. And I was like, this isn't the way it should be. We are supposed to be abundant. We are made wonderfully. We are powerful beings and we deserve to live our best life. And so I started to meditate, and then I started to pray, and I started to ask, God to flow through me and to make me a vessel that I could inspire people and help people and, you know, help heal the people around me and show them a different way, show them a better way to live, and to open their heart so they can be honest and authentic and live without masks. And that's why I did this. And so I would start to meditating, then I'd get an idea and I'd start writing it down. And then I would literally get channels, from my higher self flowing through me. And I just started writing, and I
Mhm.
just kept writing. And then I started to visualize, I had this vision, and then I started to feel the vision and see the vision. And I said, how can I use my gifts? What do I have to offer? And then I wrote this poem. And then it told me, you need to be writing. This is how you can make a difference. And so I did. I acted on the inspired inspiration, and I put myself out there, and we are today.
Right, right. And you know what, Jill? Wow, it is so amazing that in this book of yours, it's not just about you sharing your own experience, especially, what really, knowing what really God's purpose for my life. How can I fulfill it? By seeking to really transform areas within yourself and your lives where God is leading you to grow. I mean, wow, it is so amazing, on how you are teaching people here on how to focus on your vision instead of the outside influences. Trust God and believe in yourself. So that's is the really
True
the
wealth,
one of the
true wealth, sorry,
main
true
goal.
wealth came from
Hmm.
my heart. I saw people with money
Exactly.
and they were unhappy and they were empty. And so I wanted
Mhm.
that fulfillment. And so that's why I did this. That's why I'm here today.
Exactly. Now, also, Jill, behind your inspiration of creating this book, I know this is also a successful creation, because I know that you've been getting a lot of positive feedback already from your readers. Now, I wanted to ask, what was the part, or is there any part of the book that you're having a hard time writing with? Because I believe that there must be some emotional triggers, especially the looking back at the past, the failures. So, are there any
I
hard
think,
time with that?
sorry. So when people would, following my truth and speaking about my truth and putting myself out there was very challenging, because I was always told to be quiet. I was always, told that, I didn't have anything to offer. I didn't have anything important to say. And that was like the conversation, the narrative that was playing. And so I had to really challenge myself by, I wrote some notes, so that I could speak of my spirituality, without being made fun of, because I didn't care about outside opinions. I went within and I knew my truth. I knew who I was. I knew my connection to God. And so
Wow.
I was I had this boldness come over me to say, you know what, you have to do this because other people need this, and other people have struggled with things that you have gone through, and they're too scared to speak up. And so by doing this, you can show them a way that they can do it too, that they can take themselves out of any situation, and they can be overcomers, and they can believe in themselves, and they can succeed, and they can become a winner in their own life, and they can feel that self-love and that love from God and be what they want to be. And so,
Wow.
yeah, it was really about speaking the things, being honest, like speaking my truth, speaking the things I had to overcome. It's scary to put yourself out there by that, but I just did it because I knew it was right. And so I pushed through it and I overcame that fear.
Right. Right. Wow, I like that one, Jill. It really says about us, agrees with our passion, the internal convictions, gifting and what God has already revealed to us. This solid indication of our God-given purpose. Wow, and that's amazing, Jill. Wow. So yes, Jill. Before we end our session, Jill, I really wanted you to also, do you have any message to our viewers right now, or what
Um,
are the things that you'd like to say to your to the people who would like to read a book?
well, I would like to let you know that I have released my second book. I just released it 5 days ago. It's
Oh,
not
oh.
on my website yet, but you can get it at Archway Publishing. It's called Activation Codes for Full Authenticity and Power. So this first book is really a foundation, right? It's a new foundation for you to take the pen in your hand, write your own
Mhm.
script, and create a life that's worthy of you, that's truthful for you by writing it, seeing it, feeling it, and then speaking about it, putting it into reality. Thoughts become things. The second book is all about integrating that, and more of a autobiography of how I overcame mindsets, how I, took this first book and really grew those roots deep so I could live it, so having that blueprint and then living the blueprint. And so that's what that's about. And so I'm really excited to share that. The image might not be up yet, but the book
Mhm.
is available on Archway Publishing if you look up Jill Nypower, Activation Codes for Full Authenticity and Power. So I encourage you to get the books in order so you can really build that sturdy foundation so you can take your life back.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Jill. And thank you so much for gracing with us today again, Jill. On behalf of Reader's Magnet, we are very honored and, happy that you chose us to be part of this journey. Thank you so much. And yes, everyone, this is our author, Ms. Jill Nypower. And please do check her book. It's available in Archway Publishing, available on Amazon.com, Barnes& and Noble. And also, please do check her website. That's www.jillnypower.com. And again, Jill, wow, it's so amazing, to know authors like you. I mean, it's just the message of your book is real powerful. And thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome. I
yes,
will
again.
be also on in January as I have
Uh-huh.
with the Golden Table. So you'll be able to get a full hour interview with me.
Yes. That's right. Talking about that, that would be for the Festival of Storytellers. It's going to be
That's
our
correct.
season 6. And yes, that will be happening on January 20th to February 2nd. So, everyone, for our viewers, please do check Ms. Jill Nypower. She will be there. Definitely, you'll get to know more information about her as an author, the inspiration behind this, and of course, about her book. So, yes,
I
Jill, anything to
really
add up?
want to raise your frequency. It's time.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Jill. And
Thanks,
yes, as
guys.
we say, Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you.
Bye bye.